himself if we tell him that the child is dead.
Go ahead. Now they scared to tell David. They scared because they know he been in there fasting, ain't eating, ain't doing nothing for 7 days. Go ahead.
But when David saw that his servants whispered,
Now he peeping and it's like, why they keep whispering? Why everybody walking on eggshells around me? Go ahead.
David perceived that the child was dead.
So he kind of know, dang, my boy must be dead. Go ahead.
Therefore David said unto his servants, is the child dead? And they said, he is dead. Then David arose from the earth, and washed, and anointed himself, and changed his apparel, and came into the house of the Lord, and worshipped.
And did what?
And worshipped.
And worshiped. Now David see his fault. He's seeing his fault. He know what he did. So now he changed his clothes and get right up. After knowing that his son is dead, his kid is dead, he gets up and go worship. That's turning your sin around. Get right up and get in the spirit now and start to worship. Go ahead.
Then he came to his own house, and when he required, they set bread before him, and he did eat.
Now he's back in the spirit. Now he's starting to eat again. Go ahead.
Then said his servants unto him, what thing is this that thou hast done? Thou didst fast and weep for the child while it was alive, but when the child was dead, thou didst raise up and eat bread.
So he's saying basically now, he dead. I know I done messed up. Now I'm back in my spirit. I know I gotta he done repented for what he's done. Ask for forgiveness because he went in and worshiped. It's nothing I can do. He dead. Go ahead.
And he said, while the child was yet alive, I fasted and wept, for I said, who can tell whether the Most High will be gracious to me, that the child may live? But now he is dead. Wherefore should I fast?
So again, he dead. There's no sense in me fasting now. He already dead. Go ahead.
Can I bring him back again?
No.
I shall go to him, but he shall not return to me.
So I said, go to him, but he shall not return unto me. Okay. Now that's just showing you, David, one of the greatest people in the Bible, get caught up in his flesh. And the spirit comes off of him. So if that happened to David, we know we got to put on the spirit. We know for a fact that we got to put on the spirit. Let's go to Romans. Romans 8. So once you put on the spirit, now you know what you got to do. You got to walk after Christ and try to walk like him. And put off the flesh. As long as you're in the flesh, Satan is going to be after you with his devices. And that's all the things of the world. That's the computer, the TV, the commercials, the food, the women, alcohol, drugs, sex, rock and roll, music. All these are his devices to keep you in the flesh. See, Satan is in the spirit, but he works to get you to sin through your flesh. Because they at war with each other. Romans 8. Start at 1.
Romans 8:1. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in the Messiah, who walk not after the flesh,
who
walk not after the flesh.
Who walk not after the flesh,
but after the Spirit.
After what?
But after the Spirit.
But after the Spirit. You got to walk after the Spirit and not the flesh. Go ahead.
For the law of the Spirit of life is in the Messiah hath made me free from the law of sin and death.
Go ahead.
For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh.
Weak through what?
It was weak through the flesh.
So the law was weak through the flesh. Go ahead.
The Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh.
So the Messiah was sent to condemn sin in the flesh. He was made like flesh to condemn sin in the flesh. Go ahead.
That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit.
But after the Spirit, that's us who's doing this work. We supposed to be walking after the flesh. I mean the Spirit, and not the flesh.
I don't understand if they're I don't understand what you're saying about it. We go back to it after.
Yeah. We go back after. Go ahead, 4.
Verse 4. That the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit.
Go ahead.
For they that are after the flesh do not mind the things of the flesh.
So
Do mind the things of the flesh.
So when you in the flesh, you're gonna mind all of the things that's in this world. That's after your flesh. That's what you're gonna be minding. Man, I gotta get the new Jordans, all these flesh things. I gotta get the new rims. I gotta get the new, because your mind is gonna be on material things that the people can see, and not the spiritual things. Go ahead. Right, money, women. Go ahead.
But they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit.
Go ahead.
For to be carnally minded is death.
Is what?
Is death.
To be carnally minded is death. All these things of the world will lead you to death, because they cause sin. Go ahead.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Go ahead.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Again, the Most High is a spirit, and you must worship him in spirit and in truth. So if you're trying to do it in the flesh, it's vain. You're taking his name in vain. Go ahead.
For it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be.
Go ahead.
So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High.
So if you're in the flesh, you can't please the Most High. You can't, and if you're not pleasing them, you got to be pleasing Satan. You got to be doing what your flesh called for you to do. Go ahead.
But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit. If so be that the Spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of the Messiah, he is none of his.
So if you ain't got the Spirit of the Messiah, you don't belong to him. You don't belong to him. Who do you belong to? The other guy, Satan. This means you definitely got to put off the flesh and put on the Spirit. Go ahead.
And if the Messiah be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Spirit is life because of righteousness.
Go ahead.
But if the Spirit of him that raised up the Messiah from the dead dwell in you,
the Most High Spirit, because his Spirit is the one that raised up the Messiah. Go ahead.
He that raised up the Messiah from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Spirit that dwelleth in you.
Go ahead.
Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh.
Go ahead.
For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
You shall do what?
You shall die.
You shall die. If you live after the flesh, you're going to die. Go ahead.
But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Go ahead.
For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High.
Yeah, what?
They are the sons of the Most High.
They are the sons of the Most High. Go ahead.
For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the Spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father.
Go ahead.
The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High.
That we're what?
That we are the children of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Messiah, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
So this is definitely showing you that you must put on the spirit and take off the flesh. And how do we do this? Let's go to the last one, last script. Let's go to Ephesians 6 and 10. Last script, and I mean it. Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6, verse 10.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10.
Finally, last scriptures, finally,
my brethren, be strong in the Lord.
And who?
Be strong in the Lord.
Go ahead.
And in the power of his might.
Go ahead.
Put on the whole armor of the Most High.
Armor of the Most High. Put on the spirit of the Most High. Go ahead.
That ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. This means you got to put on the spirit. Go ahead.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
So we ain't even wrestling against flesh and blood. So if you in the flesh, how you think you're going to be able to win? You can't do it. Because you ain't wrestling against flesh and blood. It's spirits. So if you want to put on the spirit of the Most High, how you think you're going to be able to stand against the wiles of the devil? Go ahead.
But against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
Against what kind of wickedness?
Spiritual wickedness.
Spiritual wickedness.
In high places.
In what places?
In high places.
See, all these people that's in these high places, that's evil. They let their flesh take over them, and they let Satan's evil spirit get in them. That's how they got the high positions. That's how they where they at. Go ahead.
Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High.
Take unto you the whole armor of the Most High. Go ahead.
That ye be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand.
Go ahead.
Stand therefore, having your loins girt up about with truth.
So stand there having your loins girt about with truth. That means when you in the truth, the Most High is the truth. He don't lie. No, he never lies. If he say it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Everything that's in the back of this book that he said was going to happen, it didn't happen. So he don't lie. So you got to stand in complete truth. That's what he's telling you right here. Having your loins girt about with truth. Go ahead.
And having on the breastplate of righteousness.
What over your breastplate? Your heart is in there. Having on the breastplate of righteousness. Go ahead.
And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
Your feet run to and fro to different things. So if you know if you're an alcoholic, you can't go into no bars. That's self-explanatory. You don't need to be going to nowhere. You don't let your feet take you nowhere that you know you shouldn't be at. You a sex addict, you don't need to be going into no strip club. That's what it's telling you. Go ahead.
Above all, taking the shield of faith.
Taking the shield of faith. Now, faith is the things that's unseen. And it's a hard thing for a lot of people because they ain't never seen the Most High. So how can I have faith in Him? Go ahead.
Wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
The fiery darts of the wicked. This is what Satan is constantly throwing at you. He's constantly throwing things to entice you through your flesh, to get you to come with him. Constantly, all day long, everywhere you at. You get out, go in the car right now and drive down, you're going to see billboards with different stuff on it, trying to entice you to do something against the Most High. Everywhere you turn. Pick up a magazine right now, it's something on it that's against the Most High. Go ahead.
And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
which is the word